It's Week 5 of the National Football League, and this one features Trevor Lawrence. He comes in 4th in the league in passing this year. It's the Bucs and the Falcons on Thursday night.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gordon along with Charles Davis. And Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they enter play. It's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to be...
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And he did everything possible to rally his team to a win last week, didn't he? What did he throw for?
Over 450 yards.
I mean, that's a pretty phenomenal performance. So, obviously, he and the offense were clicking pretty well. The other two-thirds, though, that comes into question. Defense and special teams, they'll need all of them to play better in this one, too.
Lawrence going to put it up right away. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Now Lawrence to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Move the chains. A gain of 7 on 3rd down. The Buccaneers at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. They go play action now. Lawrence. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. You talk about this Falcon defense. They were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
Well, throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
Flushed out right. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. That's to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. Now a toss play for Wright. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Gets this one to Juszczyk. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Sliding out of the pocket. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep it.
And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Jalen Wright, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Buccaneers put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Aubrey good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. Orchestrating the offense will be the top pick in the 2018 draft, and that's Baker Mayfield.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And they'll send the tight end in motion. First carry for Josh Jacobs. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 16 carries, 74 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Jacobs.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. From the gun, Mayfield. Targets and finds Reynolds once more. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. I respect both sides on that play, CD. For him to be able to hold on to that football and the impressive tackle. Wow.
Did you notice the look between the two of them as they came off the ground? That look did say the word respect.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. Already, he's top 50 receiving yards in this first quarter. And he's got a first down. To throw, Mayfield. He's got it. Touchdown, Falcons. Cortland Sutton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. A solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
7-7, our score after one. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Ready? Let's go.
They'll work the middle here with Wright. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 24 yards the gain there. Another 1st down as well.
This young man can pick him up and put him down. 4.38 speed in the 40-yard dash. If he gets to open field, he can roll. But he also understands how to pick up 1st downs as well. Led his team in rushing his last 2 years at Tennessee. They expect big things from this youngster.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right there.
To the right side and intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Falcons are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the 1st half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds.
Point it right, point it right, point it right. Right side.
Now Mayfield. He finds his man, complete. That's Pearson. Call it a gain of a yard, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Mayfield now. And that's complete to Adams. And this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the 1st down right near the 24. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Buccaneers offense and running back Jalen Wright getting ready to go back to work. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this 1st half.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting 1st downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Now Lawrence. That's into the hands of Worthy. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 20. On the catch and run. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. Lawrence will throw. And this one taken in by Olave. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Lawrence going to throw again. Thomas brings it in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Brian Thomas, 30 yards. And the Bucs have taken the lead. Aubrey now for the point after. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here, right? Yard line. The Falcons ready to take over. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Mayfield to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Reynolds. 2nd and 9. Throwing. Mayfield. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play there for Atlanta. And even 40 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Here's Mayfield. He's going to take another shot here. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Good. What's up?
Mayfield. Dancing to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield.
And no sidestepping that hit. He's going to be brought down hard, and it also sets up 4th down.
The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. And his kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Well, look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort.
And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, run.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Hey, let's go.
Now Lawrence. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in a 4.
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now.
And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Done.
Mayfield on play action. Open man, and again it's Sutton. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Mayfield looks to throw. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. They're only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying under double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Back to throw now on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Touchdown! Josh Reynolds, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Falcons have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half.
An excellent, long, sustained offensive drive. And now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch?
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And it's now 17-14. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half.
And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
2nd and 7. Here's Lawrence to throw.
And he slings one that's incomplete.
Like someone thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Here's Lawrence.
Open man is Higgins.
He's got the first down and more.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Lawrence.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown.
Xavier Worthy.
45 yards.
And the Bucs have retaken a third-quarter lead. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a third-quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But, boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
Aubrey now for the PAT.
It's up and good to make it 21-17. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. A lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Falcons offense and Baker Mayfield set to take over once more. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And it's complete to Adams. Touchdown, Falcons. Davante Adams, 33 yards.
And the Falcons have taken the lead here in this third quarter.
When we draw up defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver. But on that particular play, somehow he was wide open, became an easy touchdown pass.
Dicker down to tack on the extra point.
And that one gives them a 3-point lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And Davante Adams able to finish things with a touchdown reception.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Buccaneers offense and Trevor Lawrence getting set for this next drive. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
They'll run for it. Here's Wright.
And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. From the gun, Mayfield. He hits Adams complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
To throw, Mayfield. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
Second and 5.
Mayfield now. Touchdown, Falcons! Josh Reynolds with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Falcons are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. But that's certainly an important touchdown there. It makes this a 2-score game.
But as we've seen, no lead is safe in this one with the way these two offenses have lit up the scoreboard. I would imagine that on their sidelines, they're both yelling at their defenses, hey, you want to get involved here? One big play from you, that could win the game for us.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, a good return up past the 30.
And the kick team down there quickly. They don't have to run as far as they used to. And they're able to stop him before he can even make it to the 15.
Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field.
And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
Lisa 24.
On play action, Lawrence. That is caught downfield. It's Worthy.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a...
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Off the play fake, here's Lawrence.
Gets this one to Juszczyk. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
Ball at the 6 here as they work with a 2nd and 2. They go play action now. Lawrence.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
Rolling to his left. Diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out. And will they call it a touchback? No, it's out at the 1-yard line. They were inches there from blowing a golden scoring opportunity. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Right. Will score. Touchdown, Buccaneers. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. Play action now. Here's Mayfield.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. 2nd and 10.
Play fake. Mayfield. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Jacobs going to try the middle. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted.
And the Bucs are right back in this football game. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Hopefully, obviously nothing. Your medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now a give, running left is right. Able to slither by. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 65 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 34.
And they'll go right back to right. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line.
That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. A give up the middle to right.
And he'll get 4 there down to about the 12-yard line. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire.
2nd and 6 coming up.
24.
On the give, this is right.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is 3rd down. Throwing now, Lawrence. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson.
And the Falcons have just about sewn up this football game. Just when you thought this game might be turned on its ear, a late interception pretty much going to seal the deal.
Yeah, boy, talk about having your backs to the wall. This defense, they look like they were in danger of surrendering this lead, but they knew they needed that one play, and they got it right there, partner.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs, and he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Bryan Anger now. And you wonder, could they possibly think about taking a safety here?
And here's Rodgers on the return.
It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And this offense takes over in great shape right now.
Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go. Guns up.
Lawrence. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Down to one knee goes Mayfield, and that's all she wrote.
And a sight that's becoming familiar in this season. They remain undefeated, another win under their belt.
And they did it the way that they really want to. Taking a knee at the end of the game, that means you have the ball, you're in control, you dictate the final part of this ball game, and they did exactly that.
And the clock rolls down to 0.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed in intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making